Morning, Russell.
Morning.
Feels like a very good Friday morning. I think fans are waking up happy. All the scares of the window have gone, and you've ended up with effectively 2 in, 2 out. So how do you assess this window for the club?
I think we've ended with in a stronger place than we started, which I think you can ever hope with the 2 additions. Mason obviously leaves and leaves with our best wishes. He didn't play as much as he would have liked. It probably didn't work out as well as we both would have liked. But had a quick conversation with him yesterday and thanked him, and he thanked us, and he goes back to the Premier League now with an opportunity to hopefully play more than he did here. And then obviously Charlie has gone out of the building for 6 months. Amazing opportunity for him to go and play at such a huge football club with huge history, and also a player that's probably been a bit frustrated with the minutes he's played recently. So we were really aware of interest in Charlie from a few clubs throughout January. Joe Rothwell was signed early as an addition if Charlie stayed, but also he was the guy we wanted, and we had to do it early. And if Charlie had stayed, no problem. But he's ended up going, so we already had Joe in the building, which is fantastic. We have Joe Aribo coming back as well. So I think it suits everyone. I think Charlie wants to play more, and if he's not going to play more, he goes and has a chance to try and make an impression at a huge football club. And we have a player here that is really hungry and was lacking game time at his parent club and wants to play more, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity to do so here. So I think, and we also maintain Charlie as a player, unless he goes and does brilliantly and Juventus want to sign him, which means it's good for everyone. But we maintain an asset for the club as a player and also obviously financially. So I think it works for everyone. I'm really happy with the business we've done. I'm really happy with how we've gone about everything. And it was so nice yesterday to have a deadline day, not to worry about it. I had a few texts going, "Oh, you must be so busy." No, mate, I went and swam in the sea and walked the dog, and yeah, it was nice.
David Brooks, I think, is a terrific addition. I read people, we need a striker, we need this, and I keep saying, well, Brooks allows you to bring Armstrong inside if you need to, and so on and so on. So how do you look at him arriving, and such an important year for him with Wales as well? He'll be so motivated, surely.
Yeah, so we have 3 number 9s. One of them's been playing as a number 7 all season as a right winger, and still the top goal scorer. So Shea had Armour and Sekou, 3 brilliant number 9s, all very different, all scoring at the moment in a good place. Brooksy, Camel Dean, Sam Adozi, Ryan Fraser, Sam Amo. We have some really brilliant options out wide now. So Brooksy was our first choice, as was Joe. It took a bit longer than Joe for various reasons, and then watched him against Swansea last Thursday and panicked that he played too well, that they wouldn't let him out anymore. So firstly, we spoke to a lot of people about him. I watched him play for Bournemouth and for Wales, and obviously he's overcome something so huge in his life, and to get through that in the way that he has, incredible. So it says a lot about his character. So we spoke to quite a few people about him, to players and coaches, and everyone told us what we can see what a good player he is, but everyone told us how good he is, how good a person he is. Jason had him at Man City as a young lad and coached him, and I think he actually released him and says it's the best thing that ever happened to him, so he's taking credit for that one. So yeah, I think when I spoke to him and he really wanted to come here, and we really wanted him here, and I'm really grateful it's happened. I think he'll be a fantastic player for us. I really do. I think it'll be a great signing, and he gives us something. He's a specialist in a position we haven't had a specialist in all season, really. So we've done a few different things, but he's going to really help us for sure.
Now you can focus on what is a heck of a period coming up, busier than we thought it might have been. And you start with a fixture that is almost the biggest banana skin of the lot, going up to Rotherham, because the expectations will be high, and it puts pressure on in that way.
Yeah, I think hopefully this season has shown everyone that the league is so tough. I don't think there's any easy game. They have a new manager. They are working so hard for him. They're very well organised. They are good, really good at what they do. They make it really difficult, especially at their stadium. So hopefully we are as prepared for that as we can be, and try to make sure the players are aware of what the game is going to look like, what's to come for them. And then the challenge always is for us to be the team we want to be. And we've been on an incredible run because the players have had the courage to be the team they want to be, and then the aggression and the intensity and desire and willingness to run for each other as well. So if we maintain that and maintain the humility to run and to work, then we'll go there full of confidence, of course. But it's a big month for us for sure. A big month in every way. We want to add another game in there as well in the cup if we can, and we have a really excellent squad that will get us through that. And as I said, like Sam Adozi will be back in the squad this weekend, which is fantastic news for us. Camaldine hopefully next weekend. So we're looking really positive. Breezy hopefully the week after that. So there's real competition. They train so well, train like beasts, and it's really important that they keep pushing each other. And the environment is nice, and we've kept, I think, you didn't even mention about the January transfer, but keeping everyone, like Kyle, Stewie, Jan Bednarek. There was interest in Yanni B really early on that sort of carried on, and none of them. I made a joke about it to the guys on Tuesday or Wednesday in training Wednesday, and said, it's very different to the January transfer window. No one's come to see me and say they want to go, and they all seem to be smiling, and literally haven't had one conversation with one player about wanting to go or interest and all that stuff. So I think they're so focused, and hopefully the window will make them feel even better about themselves as a group, and we'll keep doing what we're doing.
Well, that's fantastic for you as a young manager to get that response from senior players who've played in the Premier League, who probably feel and would be sure they're still Premier League players. For them not to be knocking on a door is testament to your team and what you've done in 6 months. And I'm not blowing smoke up you, I'm just saying that's a heck of an achievement in the space of 6 months where you were to where you are.
I hope so. I think it's testament to the club, to the feeling around here in general, to everyone. I think they're proud of what they're doing. I think they really believe in what they're doing. And I also feel like some of them probably feel they have such an opportunity to get to the Premier League, hopefully, and to get there and then to have a chance to really show what they can do and get rid of the frustration they had over the last year or so in the Premier League, and to get there doing it in this way, because they know we're not going to change if we do get there, and hopefully they realise and want that opportunity to go and express themselves and to be themselves, and to really hopefully maximise and show what they can do in the Premier League. So I think some of them see that opportunity for sure, and hope those that don't feel like that, they're just enjoying themselves, and they want to be here and they're happy. Sorry.
Just finally then, it feels like with the window going how it does, that even though there's a lot of games in front of you, quick succession, that there is now a real, like, here we go, momentum, because that window shut, there's no more doubts now, here we go, that's it.
Yeah, possibly. I don't think it'll change anything for us. So people keep talking to me about, like, in the last 10 games of the season, what we do, we bring them in a bit more, and we do this and do that, and it just makes no sense to me that you would do something for 36 games and then the last 10 you would change anything. It's the same now. So the window's not affected how we've worked. The window closing won't affect how we work. But if it does anything in terms of if there was any unease at all in any of the players, or they felt maybe there was still something or whatever, they've not shown it, as I said, but if there was that in the back of their minds, now it's not. They can just really concentrate, be present, stay in the flow they're in, and give everything they've got, and that's all we can ever ask, and they've been doing that, and I hope they can continue that.
I'm surprised it's as quiet as it seemed, I suppose. I was going to ask you, was it as quiet as it looked from the outside? You said that you were at the sea and walking the dog, so I suppose it really was. I mean, when did you know for sure that nothing was going to be happening?
I think once we signed Brooksy, that I knew we weren't going to be doing anything coming in, and then Jason just kept me obviously up to date about Charlie, which we felt was probably going to end up happening at some point, and Mason as well. So the Mason one we were really unsure because it sort of came and went, and I know there was all the stuff a week before, but he generally was here, I told you that, but we knew there was interest, and I think we've tried to help Mason because he's been good as a character and trained properly, and even though he's been frustrated not playing a huge amount of minutes, I think that Jason really tried to help Mason, or to enable that deal for Mason to go and play football and be back in the Premier League. So I think Mason appreciated that. So I think, Jason just kept me up to date on that, and once we knew Charlie was done, it was just about Mason then, so there wasn't any last minute like trying to get a deal done and all this stuff. We were really comfortable with it. I spoke to Phil and the ownership group and Jason on the call last week about where we were at and about the Charlie situation, and everyone was really comfortable with it, and so both have ended up happening. We've got the two players we wanted, so I think it's it was really relaxed and it was nice. You were probably a bit disappointed, but
No,
I think everyone else was happy.
You mentioned a couple of times in passing during January sort of the size of the squad. You said it's a good, talented squad, but it's not a big squad. That obviously hasn't changed. You've lost one body at the back. Are you confident that you've got enough bodies to get through this period and to get to the end of the season and enough cover at the back, I suppose?
Yeah, I think we've got 3 top centre halves, and one of them is going to be frustrated and not playing at any point when the two are on the pitch. If we lose someone, we have people that are more than capable of stepping in there. Breezy can play there, Shea Charles can play there, Ryan Manning played there for a season for us at Swansea. So yeah, I don't see that being a huge issue, to be honest. So yeah, I think we're really comfortable with what we got, and we have Nico's back in the building training with us now from his loan, and there was a decision made on him because there was a few clubs interested in taking him on loan again, but he's been out of the building for quite a while. I've not really seen him, but I really like some of the stuff I have seen in the short period, the couple of days we have trained. So I sat down with him and had a good chat with him, and with Ollie Lancashire and Carl Martin and Jason as well, and I want to see more of him. So he has an opportunity to train with us every day and force himself into the squad and see what he's got, and then he'll be better for this 4 months. Hopefully we'll work him and get him in the best condition he's ever been in, because he's been out of the building for a while, and then we'll see where we're at with that one as well. So yeah, I think it is a small squad. We'll still have a couple of young guys on the bench this weekend. They still have opportunities for sure to get into the squad and to get minutes, but we're really happy with the squad we have.
Not that my opinion is worth anything, but whenever we watch Nico play in the 21, he's always been head and shoulders and one of the best players. Do you think he could be ready for some minutes playing this season, or is that just
I think it's a big step for him from where he's been, but I think his challenge is to be as ready as he possibly can, and to he's been injured for a while as well, so he's not in the best condition at the moment he can be in, but he has some real tools, some real stuff that, like, considering he's not come through an academy all the way through, and he got him out of non-league, is some really nice attributes to work with, and it is exciting when you see a young player with an attribute or two that you really like and you really value, and then you have a chance to work on him and try and improve him as much as you possibly can, right? That's what we're here for. And so yeah, I'm excited about that, and we'll see, but I'm not going to say he's going to be involved at any point. It will be dictated to by how he adapts and how he does, and whatever happens, I think by the end of this season he'll be in a much better place than he was today. So he is today, so I think it'll be good for him. This
time last year, I think Joe Rothwell was one of the most in-demand Championship players, obviously leading Blackburn on 3. I suppose it's a chance for him to show exactly why he was with Charlie going.
Yeah, it'd be a great signing, yeah. It'd be really good. He's better already this week for that 60-odd minutes on the pitch. Understanding, growing all the time, sharpness coming back. It's difficult when you haven't played for a while, especially in his position, especially a player like him as well, who relies on his sharpness and his power to run past people, and seen that in abundance when I played against him, and he's going to be a really good signing for us. And like, I know when you sign players, people expect people to hit the ground running straight away and all that stuff. He'll just keep building and growing and growing with us, and he's going to be a really good signing. He's different option as well to any of the midfielders we have, really. So we have a bit of variety now, and we have a mixture of players. And then Joe Rebo, whenever his adventure over there ends, he'll be back as well. So I wish him luck tonight. It's a big game for them, and yeah, we'll look forward to having him back as well at some point.
Just on the game tomorrow, have you gotten over the previous result from Rotherham yet, given the sort of 20 games in between?
No.
How much are you looking forward to?
No, I think it's helped us. It's a different manager, but I think we learned so many lessons from that. I do think it made us better, for sure. If you look at the amount of goals we've scored since then, the amount of chances we've created since then, the things that have become really important for us. So yeah, I think it's our job to make sure that we learn from that first game, and hopefully we did. But tomorrow's going to be different, away from home, different conditions for sure, different manager. So, but yeah, I think the players are ready. They're ready for whatever gets thrown at them, and now they have to step over the white line and go and deliver.
As a manager, do you approach tomorrow's game knowing you've got 11 for Saturday and 11 for Tuesday, or is it something that can change?
Yeah, I don't think so. No, we have a game tomorrow that we're fully focused on, and then we'll talk about Tuesday after that. Genuinely, we're not sitting there going, "This is the team," and then we'll do that team for then, because so much can change in 24 hours, and then we have a game as well, and it might change our opinion again. So no, we'll focus on this game, which we have. We'll get it out of the way. We'll analyse this game, and then we'll focus on Watford on Tuesday.
Cheers.
No worries.
I just asked about David Brooks. He said he's a specialist, but I know he can play sort of all positions. He's played in midfield, he's played false nine for Wales as well. Is that versatility going to help him as well, especially with the Championship and the nature of the fixture?
Yeah, I think so, and it will depend on the kind of game, because he can definitely move inside. If we're playing against a low block, he can go inside into the 9, into the 10. Really gifted footballer, so I don't think any of that will be a problem for him. Adam Armstrong's been so versatile, and his versatility has really helped us. So I think Brooks will be similar as well, and there will be a time, I'm sure, that he's on the pitch at the same time as Camaldine, Ryan Fraser, maybe not Sam Dozy as well, because that would be 4 wingers on the pitch. Yeah, why not? But there will be a time when maybe 3 of them are on the pitch together at some point for sure. So it's exciting to have that many options.
You say that about Sam Dozy. You said he's going to be back in the squad for this weekend. Is that still a case of him working his way back and maybe getting some minutes and then building it up in the next few weeks?
Yeah, I think we're not expecting Sam to get 90 minutes anytime soon, but he's fit, he's trained really well, he looks great, he's not been out a huge amount of time, so I don't think the fitness is going to be a huge issue. But yeah, I think we have to be a little bit gentle with him and make sure that he's here for the long run now, and not just 1 or 2 games and there's a niggle and all that stuff. So we have a brilliant group of staff here, our department, sports science, medical, so we chat with them every single day, and we'll liaise with them on what they think's right, and we're clear on that for the weekend. And like I said, depending on what he does this weekend, how many minutes he gets on the pitch, will then obviously dictate what he then goes and does moving forward. But great to have him back. He's grown such a. It's so nice to see him grow into. He's just really comfortable being himself now, and it's been a real pleasure watching that journey and how much he's come out of his shell, and with the group and the confidence he's got. And yeah, I really enjoy working with Sam. Gilly spends a lot of time doing one-on-one stuff, and there's a nice relationship that, and I think Sam's really growing all the time. He's going to be a huge, he's going to be a really special player with a skill, like some of the stuff he possesses. So my daughter's screensaver is me and Sam Dozy. I've told him that, so she loves him. I love him, and I think the supporters will be excited about him coming back as well.
Has his injury been a chance maybe to work on some other parts of his game that you may not get a chance to do when you're training on the pitch?
Well, I think when you're injured, yeah, you have a chance to work on a lot of stuff you don't get a chance to when you're playing every single week. So then that's mostly physical. So like in the gym, he's a good athlete anyway, really good athlete. But before that, there was stuff that were reasons why he wasn't getting in the team every single week, and his minutes were being more limited than he would have liked, and we would have liked, to be honest. And that was, again, him and Gilly going away after training, working on the stuff we felt he really needed to, and improvement in that is huge. But that's also, as well as the physical stuff, I think Sam's been watching the games with a different viewpoint and looking at, Ryan Fraser's been playing ever so well. So there's that edge as well. So he knows he needs to come back in a good place, because Wee Man's been excellent, and also looking at what Wee Man does, how he can maybe adapt his game in certain ways because they are different players, but at the same time the position requires a certain way, certain principles of doing things, and Sammy's got better and better as the season's gone on, and so he's been watching from a different lens really, which has been great, and I think it will really help him when he comes back in the team.